Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the day of September 16th, 2022. I'm Caleb Black. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams, along with our in-studio producer, the Mighty Max Fury, and our in-studio editor, Big Bad John. And it's Friday, 2 days away from Sunday. Definitely not still Sunday when this totally wasn't recorded, but it was recorded on Friday 5 days later, which is 2 days away from the new Sunday. Fucking follow that, assholes.
We have about a 73% chance.
Luke, how's your Friday?
My Friday is going good.
We recorded it in 2 days.
Here's the thing, man. I went home the night Wednesday night.
Sure.
We got done filming, and I blinked.
It just happened.
And it feels like I don't know how I got here.
You missing a couple days too?
Yeah.
I am too.
Well, I don't think Big Bad John and I have been at work
Is that
all
a
week.
weapon?
It just doesn't feel like we
Is that a weapon that the Predator uses? What is that? It's weird.
Mighty Max Fury, how's your Friday? It's totally not a Friday. Yeah, I think so. You know what? It all just looks the same to me anymore.
It's just one.
I feel like we haven't left this room in a week.
Not since Sunday.
Yeah, not since Wednesday.
Not since Wednesday.
There you go.
Yeah, he's confused.
Follow that fucker.
He hasn't had much sleep.
See, it's just been one long week. I can't get my day straight.
So since we didn't have anything really promoed for SmackDown,
We really didn't.
when we totally watched Monday Night Raw, where they would have done said promos.
No, see, I watched the Hulu version. We don't have any
Cut it all out. Yeah, that's right.
I haven't got a chance to watch any of it yet.
So we picked a special topic for our, Fantasy Friday? Free-for-all Friday? Friday falls down anywhere?
Fridays.
Whatever it is.
Fantasy Friday.
Fantasy Friday. We're talking about... So, last Friday, or last Monday, we should have covered this, but we didn't. Now we're going to cover it now. The Gunther and Sheamus match at Clash at the Castle got a 5-star rating from one David Meltzer.
Sure, she did.
Sure she did. So, in the spirit of that, we want to talk about our favorite 5-star matches. Now, the rules are...
Well, hold on. Before you get into the rules, let's point out that dude got that right.
Oh, yeah. 5
Sheamus
stars.
and Gunther was
Fucking
totally
classic.
5 stars.
Something we predicted
Totally
the
5
entire
stars.
time. So, each of us have compiled the list, 5-star matches. The rule is that if it's a 5-star match, it has to be one that we actually watched.
Uh-huh.
So, we each went through the list of 5-star matches, and we each compiled the list, and just in no particular order, what they were. We're going to talk about where the matches happened, the year, and just talk a little bit about what we liked about the matches.
Okay.
So I'll start us off because top of my list, again, no particular order, was Briscoes and FTR's Supercard of Honor 15 this past year, best tag team match of the year.
100%.
It's where the Briscoes won the Ring of Honor tag team titles.
Mm-hmm.
It's where FTR won the Ring of Honor tag team titles. It's where the Briscoes solidified themselves as genuine mainstream players.
Yes.
And they stole the fucking show with the match.
They really did. Tag team wrestling, they're specialist personified. You know?
Yeah. Luke, pull one off your list there, buddy.
Let's see. Well, my number one, I'll go ahead and just go with this, is CM Punk versus John Cena at Money in the Bank 2011 in Chicago. That was the night that they hung the thing about if CM Punk loses, we riot.
Yep.
There's right before the Summer Punk.
Yep.
He said, I'm going to win the title.
I'm going to leave.
And I'm going to leave. I'm going to take your belt, and I'm going to leave, and I'm going to take your belt with me. And no one, up until 2 hours before the match went live, which in this business means was in the ring, CM Punk signed a deal and told nobody.
Yep.
That he had signed, that they were going to push for him, and then he went out and he beat John Cena in Chicago to one of the biggest ovations I have ever seen. That crowd was so into CM Punk versus John Cena. Punk wins the belt, crowd erupts, Vince McMahon brings out Alberto Del Rio to try to cash in, so Punk can't leave with the belt. And of course, Punk grabs the belt, blows McMahon a kiss, and runs up through the crowd out of the building.
Yep.
Fantastic storytelling.
Not only that, he stayed off of TV for a little over a month. He invaded a couple of WWE press events as the WWE champion, and the night that they crowned their new WWE champion is when he returned to Monday Night Raw with the Cult of Personality theme song that he used forever on the Indies.
Yep.
Solidifying and starting the Summer of Punk, which ultimately lasted until WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then somebody got about hurt in the last.
2 WrestleManias.
Yeah. All right, that's a great choice.
Thank you.
I'm going to go with my next one. Unbreakable 2005 TNA for the X Division Championship, the main event. Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels versus AJ Styles. The first triple threat main event of a pay-per-view, the first X Division pay-per-view main event. Samoa Joe had won the X Division Championship previously from AJ Styles. He defended against Christopher Daniels at the following pay-per-view, and then this match was signed to be a triple threat match. The winner would walk away unanimously X Division champion. Samoa Joe would pick up the victory. The match lasted like 28 minutes. These guys all grew up with each other in Ring of Honor. They grew up with each other in Japan, Noah. They knew each other like the back of their hands, and it was the match that everyone talked about for a year and a half straight.
Well, and not only that, you think of Joe, Daniels, and AJ now.
Yeah.
Would be an amazing triple threat match.
Which they
think about that match in their prime. Wow.
Which they did, I want to say in 2015, they did it again, 10 years after the fact. Which it wasn't as good as that one because they had changed up their styles a little bit. It was a 10-year difference, but it was still damn good.
Yeah, 100%. That's a damn good match.
Thank you, sir. Next up, Luke, what's yours?
I'll go with, we'll talk about just happened in 2021. Would be Walter versus, how do you say his name?
Ilya Dragunov.
Those boys basically
the UK title.
Beat each other worse than Gunther and Sheamus.
Sheamus never even thought about doing it.
I mean, you had the Walter, the unbreakable UK champion, no one could defeat. And then you put in a guy that was probably gave up 150 pounds.
Something to that effect, yeah. Certainly much smaller physically.
3 feet, probably.
Yeah.
Like really short, but still very talented, very muscular, very in shape. But it was just basically a modern day telling of David and Goliath.
Yeah. Walter won their first match, and then the second match also got a 5-star rating.
Yep.
Dragunov beat him for the UK title.
That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
Both matches, and those guys grew up, wrestling each other all over Europe.
Yeah.
And so they were sort of like the measuring sticks as far as the UK wrestling scene. Of course, when NXT UK comes along, they sort of weed out a lot of those major independent promotions. So here we are.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega at WrestleMania at Wrestle Kingdom 12 in 2018. Jericho promises never to wrestle outside of for anybody else other than the WWF. Breaks that promise, goes to Japan, challenges Kenny Omega for Wrestle Kingdom, and they have an absolute classic for the NJPW World Championship. Omega picks up the win, but the whole promo video, it's a tradition in Japan that directly after the match, the challenger for the next title bout comes to the ring and challenges. Like, that's what you already know who you're going to wrestle after you've already won. And Omega's in the ring, he's got the belt, blah, 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 and then this video package plays, and fucking Japanese crowds don't make a noise when they're watching wrestling. They don't react to anything.
Yeah, they're notoriously quiet.
When Jericho's face fucking came up on that Tron, 60,000 fucking people went crazy because Japanese wrestling loves Chris Jericho anyway, and they did vignettes for it. They promoted it for the cruise. They did a fucking press release for it. Like the build to the match was great because it was something that nobody else was doing at the time. And then the match itself was just every bit worth the payoff.
Oh, yeah, 100.
So good. So good.
Let's see. I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes, the match that put AEW on the map.
Double or Nothing 2018, that's also on my list, so let's talk about it.
During the match, Dustin Rhodes gets so much color that the referees seriously thought about stopping the match completely.
Yep.
He lost so much blood that they were worried for his health during this match. The match was as bloody as could possibly be.
Yep.
It was two brothers being able to do the program they were promised 4 years ahead of time.
Yep.
In WWE that Vince McMahon backed out on, letting them be each other. Not Goldust versus Stardust. Not any of that. We got Dustin Rhodes versus Cody Rhodes, and it was one of the most hard-hitting, story-driven matches I have seen.
Yep.
In recent memory.
It was an old school wrestling match.
Yes.
It felt very much like a territory fight. The guys beat the hell out of each other. The story was perfect. That came right off of Cody just dropping the NWA World title back to Nick Aldis. One of my absolute favorite matches, and the match that without it having happened, AEW would not have had the tenure that it did.
Yeah.
100% agree. Luke, what's your last?
Dude, check this out. Bloodline, Sami Zayn. No spoilers. I'm sorry. Let's. Go
I see what bit you're doing there. Well, I guess my last match, since we both agreed on that was yours. My last match on the list has got to be Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. The last pure professional wrestling match in the WWE.
That match was what we call in the business is a double switch.
Yep. Bret Hart started the match as a babyface, ended the match as a heel. Stone Cold started the match as a heel, ended the match as a babyface. Not only as a babyface, but in prime position to become the biggest babyface in the wrestling business ever known.
The babyface in WWE.
And it's the first 5-star match I ever watched. And after you watch it, you will understand why it's a 5-star match. Because it's perfect.
They mesh.
And it's, again, the last pure professional wrestling spirited match in the WWF before it becomes full-on sports entertainment. And that's not to say there were brilliant matches that followed, but this was as much a territory wrestling match as you could possibly get.
It really was. As a matter of fact, it's very hard to argue against that at all. So I'm also going to agree with that being on my top 5.
Nice. You're not going to go with Walter and Bate?
No, that match surely beats
great.
that. It is great,
Yeah.
but it doesn't hold the merit that the
Austin and Bret has.
Austin and Bret match had.
Next week, we'll talk about maybe matches we think should have been 5 stars at work. We'll give reasons for that.
Okay.
By the way, guys, check out streamlabs.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown and check out our limited edition Pro Wrestling Throwdown Spiral Notebook. It's only going to be up there for a month. So if you want one of those bad boys, you know where to go at streamlabs.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. You can also find us over on Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. You can follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. You can send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com.
Hold on, we're not just going to braze over there. Like you just
I said Twitter, yes.
I want membership to that. Send me a link.
All right, now I can start over. Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Pro Wrestling TD at Twitter. You can send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown 1.
On Snapchat, whatever.
I can't do that. You can also check out Streamlabs.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown where you can access our merch store. Guys, that wraps us up for this Friday. We'll see you in 2 days.
2 days!
Live, 7:15, prime time, over at Pro Wrestling Throwdown. So from us to you, as always, keep it in the ring.
Totally.
So glad.